I've given myself a challenge. Spent £500 on Temu to buy everything I need to build the new cabinets for my workshop. And what I got was a mix of genius, total rubbish, and a few surprises. So stick around and don't forget you can get a coupon code for Temu using the link in this description. And for anyone new, welcome, I'm Jack and I make regular woodworking and DIY videos. In this series I'm going to be kitting out my workshop with wall units, base units, drawers and every storage idea that you can think of, and seeing whether all of this budget hardware from Temu can actually hold up. So let's jump right into it. I don't think that's all of it. First up is this 35mm concealed hinge jig set. I really liked this, it was well made, fully adjustable, and it made fitting hinges so much easier. As someone who'd never fit hinges before, this gave me the confidence I needed straight away. The only downside was the tolerances were really tight, so when drilling a hole, sawdust did clog things up a bit. Still, at £37.13, I think this is an excellent buy, and I would give it a 9 out of 10. Next up is this aluminium alloy hinge drill guide, very similar to the jig I just mentioned, but without any of the adjustment capabilities. Cheaper, yes, but not nearly as versatile. And for £24.44, I'd skip this one and go with the other. Overall, I'd give this a 5 out of 10. Then the draw track edge clamp. No instructions with this, which was very annoying, so it was tricky to figure out how to use it. Once set up, I could see the potential for consistency aligning draw runners, but honestly, it feels a little bit too niche for me. Useful in very specific cases, and at £24.50, I'm only going to give this one a 6 out of 10. The 9-piece Woodworking Square Kit was a solid build quality and under £50, but realistically, most of it will just gather dust for me. The square itself is fantastic and I used it constantly throughout the build. The rest, not so much. If you'll use the extra pieces, then it's good value, but for me, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10.
It even comes with a pencil. That's nice, isn't it?
The drill bit set with depth stops was genuinely brilliant. I've reviewed one of these before and this worked just as well. It makes pre-drilling super easy, and at £13.33, considering the amount of different bits that you get, is a must-have for your toolkit. Overall, I'm going to say this is an absolute must and gets a 8 out of 10. The 8-piece Countersink Drill Bit Set. Nothing fancy here, just solid drill bits with built-in countersinks. And at £4.64, they were very reliable. None of them snapped, and they worked great for hanging my wall units off the wall. Affordable, effective, and recommended. 7 out of 10. The 30cm red aluminium precision square, well, I used this for quite a long time to build one of my wall units and got about halfway through before I realised it's not actually square, which is literally the one job it had and failed.
Don't know if you can see that, but that little bit of light at the top there, that's like 1 degree out of 90. It's like 89 degrees.
Not worth buying. 2 out of 10. The Carpenter's pencil set with built-in sharpener really surprised me. At £2.80, comes with a load of leads and I used it throughout the entire build. Cheap, practical, and an absolute daily driver.
It even comes with a rubber. I mean, ultimately, it is just a pencil, but for £2.80, like, why would you not buy one of these?
Overall, I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. The mini hand planer cost me about £9, and honestly, I was impressed. It's a quality little buy and it made smoothing out the edges of the cabinets really easy. For the price, I think it's great value and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. This pocket hole jig looked really promising. It's well made, but unfortunately it just wouldn't clamp down properly on 18mm plywood. If you're working with thinner stuff like 12mm, then maybe it's worth it. But for me, even at £21, it was a letdown. I had to fall back on my existing jig, so this only gets a 4 out of 10 from me. And that's being generous purely because it could be useful if you're always using thinner ply. Next up, clamps, and I picked up a couple of different ones here. The heavy duty F clamps that I picked up for $33.99, and there were 4 of them, were absolutely essential. I use them constantly and they honestly saved me from needing a second pair of hands. They held everything in place, fixed bowing plywood, and I couldn't have done this build on my own without them. Overall, I'm going to give these a 10 out of 10. The heavy duty spring clamps that I picked up, which were £9.07 for 4, were another lifesaver. Super cheap, but unbelievably handy for holding squares or awkward pieces while marking up. I use them all of the time, and I'm going to say these are an absolute must-have. Overall, I'm giving these a 9 out of 10. And as a recap, a quick fire round of what I thought was the best value, the worst value, and what surprised me the most. In terms of best value, I'm going to say it's the 4-piece F clamp set. Absolute 10 out of 10, use them all the time, and essential for solo cabinet making. The worst value has to be that red aluminium combination square. It's not square. Enough said. And the biggest surprise is probably going to be that 35mm hinge jig set. It made installing the hinges on all of these cabinets so much easier. And if you've never fit hinges before like me, I highly recommend it. It's relatively affordable and very high quality. And as an honourable mention, I am going to call out this pencil. I'm never going back, this thing's amazing. And for those of you who are wondering, hang on a minute Jack, didn't you say you've spent £500? Well, you would be right. There's actually about £200 worth of stuff that I've not mentioned here. Why? Honestly, because it was a lot of generic stuff, things like hinges, sandpaper, handles. Useful, yes, but not particularly interesting to watch me talk about on camera. They're more of the supporting cast versus the main act. I will make sure to link everything in the description of this video in case you're curious, as well as a £100 coupon code that you can use on Temu yourself. If you like this video, then please smash the like button, consider subscribing, and if you want to watch me build these wall units, then you should watch this video next. Until next time, happy building.